Welcome back, Econ students. It's Dr. D, the Econ lady. Let's continue talking about the price elasticity of demand and why it's useful. As we have already explained, the price elasticity of demand measures how responsive consumers are to changes in the price of a good. It is measured as the percentage change in the quantity demanded that occurs after the price of a good changes. If the elasticity of demand is greater than 1 in magnitude, then we say the good has an elastic demand, and we classify it as a luxury good. Consumers have options and they can make other choices for this good, so the price of this good matters. If the elasticity of demand is less than 1 in magnitude, it's a very small number, and we say that that's inelastic demand, and those items are referred to as necessities, even though, as you're going to see, some of them may not actually be what we think of as true necessities. The fact is, for consumers, those goods have few or no substitutes. Now, remember that total revenue for a business is the price of the goods you sell times the number of those goods that you sell. This is the number of dollars that you take in and put in the cash register. As it turns out, you need to know the elasticity of demand for the good or service which you're selling if you are a business, because the elasticity of demand has a big impact on your total revenue and thus on your profitability. So let's look at some examples. If the elasticity of demand for your product is 3, the first thing that tells you is the demand is elastic, consumers have a lot of choices, and they care about the price. If you lower the price of your good by 10%, the quantity demanded is going to change by 3 times as much. It's going to go up by 30%. The increase in the sales numbers are going to far offset the decrease in the price. So your quantity is going to increase so much that your total revenue is going to go up. So if the demand for your good is elastic, you will increase your total revenue by lowering the price. Suppose you sell a good for which the demand is inelastic. Let's look at a good whose price elasticity of demand is 0.5. That's a very low number. If you decrease the price of that good by 10%, you're going to get a 5% increase in quantity demanded. That's a very small increase in the number of sales, and your total revenue is going to fall. You're going to be worse off by lowering your price. So if you sell a good with an inelastic demand, you're going to want to increase the price to increase the revenue. So if you increase the price 10%, your quantity demanded is only going to go down by 5%. Your price increase is going to more than offset your quantity decrease, and your total revenue is going to go up. For example, goods that have inelastic demands have some characteristics. They're necessities, but they also may be addictive. So goods with a very low elasticity demand might be something like cigarettes or alcohol, which explains why increasing the price of cigarettes doesn't lead to a very large decrease in the number of cigarettes sold, because for the people who are smokers, there is no substitute for a cigarette, and it's a necessity. If you have a good with an elasticity of demand that is 0, what that tells you is no matter how much you increase the price, the quantity demanded will not change. Of course, if you're a merchant, this is a dream come true for you because it tells you you can raise the price as much as you want. Now, in the real world, there are almost no goods that would satisfy this criterion. The best example that we've ever been able to come up with is insulin, because if you need insulin and you don't get it, you will die. So you are willing to pay whatever the market charges. Fortunately, the price of insulin is subsidized by the government, so the consumers don't have to face that choice. But an elasticity of demand of 0 means that the demand is perfectly inelastic, and consumers do not care about the price at all. So join us next time as we continue with the fun science, economics.